Hey everybody, Chris Maricos here and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to set goals. And it's actually a really easy three-step process when we break it down. So one thing that you can do to set a goal is you can think about what you want in the future. This is what most people do when they set a goal. They think, in the future, I want to have a new car, or I want to get a better job, or they make some kind of goal as a thing in the future that they want to have, buy, or get. Now, this is what I would call simple goal setting, because simple goal setting only focuses on one small short-term goal, and it's all about me. It's all about us. But what we want to do is we want to take those short-term goals and put them together, link them together, so that we can have a bigger goal that we're trying to reach long-term that involves other people and other people's participation and involves getting other people to achieve their goals too. Because goals are things that we can put together. We can work as a team and we can achieve anything. So simple goal setting is just saying, I want something, I'm gonna work to get it, right? And honestly, this is a really useful type of goal setting. And when I tell you about the three-step process that everybody uses to set goals, then you'll understand why, because it's part of step 3. It's part of actually doing it. But let's take a step back. And if we don't just do what I call simple goal setting, instead, if we do complex goal setting, there's 3 steps. The first step is analysis. The second step is actually setting the goal, so doing some tasks related to goal setting itself. And then step 3 is execution. And then this process can repeat, because now we can analyze the results that we got from our previous execution, and we can go through that cycle again. So instead of just identifying something that we want, now we have to actually research, think about it, then we have to put the plan into our calendar. We have to actually set the different points of the goal, right? We're not going to do it all in one day if it's a big enough goal that it requires our energy and our focus. It's probably going to require more than one day of work, right? So what we want to do is we want to analyze what's happening so that we can set the right goal. We might not even be able to imagine what we can achieve. You know, if someone says, I just want to buy a new car, well, how often does the person want to buy a new car? Is this a goal that they want to repeat over and over again? Probably they will need another new car sometime in the future after this one. So wouldn't it be great to have a plan that includes that forever and handles that need? So those are the kinds of goals that we want to set. But in order for us to know that, we have to do some analysis. So we want to go research what kind of cars are there for which budgets? Which car specifically do we want? Which cars do we specifically not want? And we can continue and go through all of this research and analysis to really understand what it is that we want, what's available, and what our options are, and then to find something that's right for us. Now, the second stage of complex goal setting, which I call it real goal setting, but since we had simple goal setting, let's call this complex. So the second stage is actually just putting the dates into the calendar. Like when you first set the goal in the analysis stage, you need to consider other factors like age. So I usually start my goal setting by saying, when am I going to retire, or when am I going to die? And that might sound a little morbid to some of you, but that's really how I think. I think, what is the absolute end, the end of time? And for me, that's death or retirement. I'll still work in my retirement, but anyways. So we start from the end, and then we reverse engineer our goals. So after I identify the end point, now I can say how much time I actually have, because it's limited. And it's important that I know that it's limited, because I need to make my goals fit into this limited amount of time. If my goal is to get 2 new cars by the time I retire, and each of those cars are going to cost $40,000, then I know that I need to save $80,000 by the time I die or by the time I retire, right? And so we can count how old you are and the age that you want to retire, and we can see how many years that is. Then we can divide that. We can say, okay, that means I need to have 0.4 new cars per year, for example, right? And so of course we look at it realistically here. We're not going to be building pieces of cars along the way. Maybe you will if you love cars that much, but the point is that we're going to break down the task, and we want to break it down in the way that it's bite-sized, so that we have daily tasks that we can set for ourselves, daily goals, and those daily goals are small and they motivate us to reach the bigger goal by continuing to complete these small goals. Each small goal helps us build to the bigger goal. So this is part of complex goal setting, because we need to break it down. We need to not just say, I want 2 cars by the time I die. We need to say, okay, in order to get that, I need to do this now. So we break it down year by year. How many years do I have? So let's say, using a different example, let's say that we want to make $1 million and we have 10 years until we want to retire. So we can break it down and we can say, okay, that means I need to make $100,000 each year. And by breaking it down, now I have a yearly goal to follow. And then I can further break that down. I can divide it by 12. How much money do I need to make each month? I think it's 83,333 cents, probably something like that. So that's how much we would need to make per month in order to hit that goal. Wait, did I say 83,000? That should be 8,000 probably. Anyways, what we need to do is we need to find out what the monthly goal is going to be, and then break that down even further to a daily goal. And when you have a daily goal, something like $100 per day, then when you wake up, you say, okay, have I reached my goal? Have I made $100 per day? Or have I made $100 today? Then if you haven't, you know what you need to do, right? You know what you need to do because you haven't hit your goal yet, and you need to do it every day in order to reach the larger goal. And that can be really motivating, setting goals like that. And this is really part of stage 2 of setting complex goals, because after we have this daily, weekly, monthly goal, then we're gonna put that in our calendar. We're going to translate that into tasks, right? Okay, in order to make $100 per day, I need to get 2 people to pay me $50 every day. So how do I go about doing that? And that's my task, right? So in the calendar, I can put, get 2 people to pay 50. And I can put that for every day if I want to, right? But probably you'll find that there are some other tasks that come up that are linked to getting your goal, and you need to put those in the calendar as clearly as you can see it right now. Of course, it will be clearer in the future, but as clearly as you can see it right now, you should put that into your calendar, and you should try to organize the calendar as best as possible so that each of your goals or tasks have dates and times that you have to do them. So this is a huge, really important part, and a lot of people skip this part, and that's why they don't achieve all of their goals, and that's why they can't finish all their tasks. So you have to put your tasks into the calendar. You have to actually do that. And it's great if you have reminders, alarms, alerts. Set it all up so that you never forget. Okay, the third step in complex goal setting is execution. This is waking up every day, looking at your calendar and saying, okay, I know that I have this task, right? We usually want to check our calendar the night before so that when we wake up, we already know what we needed to do. And we want to put our hardest task at the beginning of the day so that we look at it the night before, we think about it while we're going to sleep, maybe we even dream about it. I don't know if you're as crazy as I am. And then in the morning you wake up and you go look in your calendar and you say, okay, there's this huge task that I have to do, let's just do it. And you block everything out. You turn off social media, you turn off your phone, you turn everything off. And you just focus on this one task every morning. And That's the most effective way to work. And then you have, several other tasks throughout the day, but you only want to have 2 or 3 big tasks per day maximum. Otherwise, you're not going to really be able to focus on them. You won't be able to dedicate as much time as is necessary. So when it comes to the execution stage, we need to try to get the best result from the task that we have, from the task that we've assigned ourselves, the task that will help us reach the goal that we've set. And we can measure how well we execute by how much we make, or how many calls we get, or how many leads come in, or how many, right? We can set different goals or targets rather in the execution stage that will signify to us that we're successful or we're not. They will give us a signal, right? They'll show us that this is working or this isn't working. And usually we call these things KPIs, key performance indicators. They're just numbers that basically describe the success or lack thereof of different marketing campaigns that we might do, different types of executing tasks. So we want to try to translate executing tasks into numbers. This is how we connect this cycle. This is how we connect the execution stage of our complex goal planning, where it's not even goal planning anymore. It's not goal setting anymore. It's goal achievement, right? It's in action. It's goals in action already. So this execution stage, the way that we repeat the cycle is that we measure with numbers. We measure everything that's happening in the execution stage, and those numbers become part of our analysis, right? So we go back to the first stage again, and that analysis tells us the next step that we need to do to make it better, to avoid problems that we had before. We use that analysis, we go back and we set our goals and tasks, again, putting them in the calendar, breaking them down, putting them in the calendar, and then we execute on them, and then it repeats again and again. So I know that was kind of a long-winded way to say that there are these 3 stages, but I hope that my examples might guide you, lead you in the right direction in your own goal setting. And thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you found something useful. Make sure you press like, press subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you have another question that you would like for me to answer, and I'll make a video about that too. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.